The prophet Joel is who we turn to today, and Joel prophesies about a devastating locust infestation, similar perhaps to the one that's taken place in East Africa this very year, where millions of locusts come in and just devastate the crops and obviously make food in short supply. Joel prophesies about a similar event and then says in Joel chapter 2, verses 28 to 29, predicts this future time where God says, "Then afterward I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Even on the male and female slaves in those days I will pour out my spirit." This is a very significant passage because, again, you have to think about what a patriarchal Middle Eastern culture was like over about 2,500 years ago. And so for God to say through Joel, I'm going to pour my spirit out on everybody. And it doesn't matter, it's not just on your sons, but your daughters also are going to prophesy, are going to speak the word of the Lord. And old men will dream dreams, young men shall see visions, and even male and female slaves, God is going to pour God's Spirit out upon them. And this is so leveling, right? That male and female, no matter where you are on the socioeconomic ladder, God's saying there's going to be a time I'm going to pour my Spirit out upon everybody. And the early church looked back at this passage on the day of Pentecost, when the Holy Spirit came upon that group of about 120 believers gathered in Jerusalem. And when Peter got up and preached his Pentecost sermon, he referred back to this passage from Joel and said, this is what the prophet foresaw. And it's important for us to remember as 21st century Christians that the God we worship pours out his Spirit upon all flesh and upon men and women, rich and poor, young and old. And we need to be open to all those different individuals and groups being instruments of God's Spirit today.